I stay ready, so I ain't gotta get ready. But with your ass, so let me get ready.
Good day, good people. This is the Holla the Truth podcast, brought to you by yours truly, Holla the Truth. Giving you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it? What the fuck is up? Back at it again with my special guest, my friend, Miss Zenaida.
Hey.
So, give us some background on Miss Zenaida, because you know everybody got a story to tell. So we finna get into this story of Miss Zenaida. Let's talk about it.
What you want to talk about?
Your background, childhood, growing up, where you from?
I am from San Francisco, born and raised. My family background comes from the Burnham Heights neighborhood. Only child. Grew up a lot faster than my peers.
You was a... Never mind.
What? I was the only child.
No, you said you grew up faster than your peers. I was thinking like you was a little promiscuous.
No, not promiscuous. More so just having to become a young adult sooner than others because I had to take on more responsibility. My mom was severely ill pretty much my whole life.
Okay.
My father was a gangbanger, you know. In addition, dibbled and dabbled in the streets, and so I was introduced to a lot of things. So I really didn't have no childhood like that.
Got it. Cause you saying you had to like take on more responsibility. It'd be like the older sibling and being the only child. I was trying to get the correlation of why you felt like you was taking on more responsibility. But it's your mom.
Well,
right?
Nah, it was just, 5 years old when my mom was diagnosed with her breast cancer. She was the only person in the state of California that had that. So they gave her 3 to 6 months to live. And so it was like, I need you to pay attention to life and just chores and just learning how to navigate the world, because if something happened to me, I wouldn't know what's going to happen to you. And so, I'm elementary school, catching the bus, walking myself home, going to school. Then we moved across the bridge. I'm coming from Pittsburgh, going all the way to the avenues. And then, did that in Richmond. So, yeah.
Okay, this is a new... I don't know this side. Let me find out.
Just have to take on a lot more.
So do you remember how we met?
Initially, I believe we met through one of my cousins.
Check this out. I'm Alina's cousin, partner.
And you kind of heard my story about True to Myself. And for people that don't know, my name is Zenaida, and I'm the creator and founder of True to Myself. That was gifted to me by my mentor, Dr. Tiffany Johnson. Thank you for saving me. And I do a lot of many other things. I'm an esthetician. I'm a community mentor. I just believe you heard the story. And when you heard the story, you got motivated by it. So, I think that's how we met.
Shout out to True to Myself. Definitely been an inspiration to myself. Just hearing that influence, I guess, kind of made me want to kind of base my life around that, Staying true to myself.
Worry about you, I worry about me, cause I'm true to myself and everything I believe. When I look into the mirror, the reflection that I see is nothing like them but everything that I want it to be, cause I'm true to myself.
I used to be a little bit insecure and shy and shit, but I got into a position where before I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna make other people uncomfortable.
That's real. That's real.
That's how I walk around. Like, I don't give a fuck what you think about me, because you're going to have an opinion regardless.
Period.
So
that's fine.
I walk around with how I walk around, my S on my chest, and we navigate through life how we do it.
Right.
So are you where you expected yourself to be at this juncture in your life?
So currently, I've been in the field of child development, working with at-risk youth, children, and families, literally since the age of 14. So For me, yes. I think that this shift that just recently happened has took a turn for the better, I would say. I think that manifestation is something that is key to where I'm at. I tell people all the time, write it down, stick to it. It's already yours. You get what I'm saying? Ninth grade, first day of high school, I kind of predicted where I wanted to go in life. I was probably like the third, fourth, fifth generation that went to Lincoln, graduated from Lincoln, first person in my family to graduate from college straight out of high school. And it was like an activity that my homeroom teacher, big shout out to him, I can't remember his name, but he was just like, right where you see yourself 4 or 5 years from now when you graduate.
City or state?
No, this was at Lincoln.
Oh.
And they basically were like, write yourself a letter, we gonna mail it to you when you graduate. And so I said that I'm gonna graduate Lincoln, the third, fourth, fifth generation, can't recall. I'm gonna go straight to San Francisco State. I'm gonna get my degree in criminal justice studies. The reason why I wanted to get my degree in criminal justice studies was the simple fact that my father was, like I said, tied to some things and dibbled and dabbled in certain things. And I felt that when I would have to become the young adult and come to his rescue the way that I did, it was like, if I wanted to get my degree in something, I want to do it for my people. I want a better understanding of how I can help people like my dad, because people see him as a threat, but he's really a gentle giant. So I just felt that working through my process as a child and then growing up and seeing these patterns, it was something that was feasible for me. And then I said, after I graduate San Francisco State, I'm gonna become a probation officer. I didn't quite get the probation officer opportunity just because I couldn't get it. I just never took it, but I got a case manager. So I felt that opportunity was something that was, close enough. And I said that, and then one day when I moved to Richmond, I got a letter stating, oh, you're going to graduate high school, you're going to go to state, you're going to get your degree in criminal justice studies. And from there, it was just like, damn, I really predicted this shit at the age of 15. And so I tell people all the time, manifestation is definitely real. So where I'm at now, I didn't expect myself to go through the healing process that I've put myself through. I would love to go to therapy. However, I have not found a therapist.
We're going to get into that.
That was my bad,
But yeah, we're going to get into some of that.
Salute.
Yeah, we'll take a shot to that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you know me, you know better. Sheesh.
I got you.
Anyways, is there anything you wish you would have done different?
I think that what I would have done different was basically, it's a lot of things I actually would have done different. But I think that I would have took, I would have took the lesson that I gained from like Omega ahead of time a little more serious as far as like financial literacy, if that makes sense. I think that I would have been more financial responsible. Like if I could do anything different, I would definitely be financially more responsible. I think that I wouldn't I don't know. I don't want to say I wouldn't do anything different, because I went through everything that I needed to go through to get to where I'm at. I think that I probably would be more, if I had to change anything or if I wanted to do something different, I want to be open to the process. I think that for me, I was always so like, excuse my language, in 2024, I'm working to be more classy, more ladylike, because I'm tired of being in savage mode, right? And so, like, I just was always living off survival. You will hear me say that in any podcast. I grew up living off survival, and I just wanted to be open to the process. And, this excuse of hurt people, we got to change that narrative. Like, I understand that, but if I'm hurt, and I know that I'm hurt, I got to do what I got to do within so that I don't navigate the world hurting other people just off being hurt myself. So,
facts. I had a person I was dealing with, that was always their first question to somebody they were talking to. Were you raised on love or survival?
Right.
And when I was asked that question, I didn't realize how much of survival I was raised on. Like at a point, I was like, love. And then I thought about, the situation and the circumstances and, my mom's situation, like as coming to age of where she was when she was doing the shit she was doing. I was like, well, damn.
Right.
Yeah, I was raised on survival and I didn't really know it. And, because of that, I won't say I don't know how to love, but I don't know how to love.
Exactly.
I didn't really figure out how to love until my son. I got a better understanding.
Right.
That offspring just set the tone for what it is that people want and like how people should be treated. I'm definitely hard on him, but at the same time, I show that love and he feels that love. He sees it. He understands that I love him, but he doesn't understand maybe the hard love, and that's something I do kind of want to work on just to get a little bit. He needs it a little hard. He's a boy, a black boy at that, and he needs some of that tough love, and he still has his mom to give him that nurture, but I show him I love him, and I'm a little hard on him too.
Right.
But yeah, so that's a good thing, Is there anything you would tell your younger self now? No, like with all the experience you have and all the knowledge that you've gained, is there something that you would go back and tell yourself?
It's gonna be okay. I definitely go back and tell myself it's gonna be okay. Like I said, I was more open to a lot of stuff as a younger kid. And when you go back to the question that somebody asked you, were you raised off love or survival? It's okay to... somebody shouldn't have to be raised off survival, but what people fail to realize, when you are put in that position, it opens up your life to what the world really has to offer versus being, shined out and just, you don't have to experience it. You get what I'm saying? Like, of course, we want to always change the narrative and provide those after us or around us something that, they're not used to. But when it comes to love, I think that I would have questioned it a little bit more. I would have spoke up about it. I felt it as far as like, you have a supportive system or people do love you, but there for me, it's like there's a good way to love people and then there's a bad way to love people. And when I say a bad way to love people, is some people don't know how to love. So they navigate this world as if that's what they know and that's all they know. And sometimes that's damaging. That's moving off of hurt. That's moving off of addiction. It's whatever, you get what I'm saying? That situation is coming from, if that makes sense. I know I was a little everywhere, but...
And they don't want to dig deeper.
Yeah.
Back to that. Digging deeper, folks.
No, you're fine.
Sipping that shit got me hot.
That's all right.
Y'all know me, I don't fuck around with that fuck around, but I have a special guest, someone I'm comfortable around, comfortable enough to take a shot with, and you dig. So, your mission in life, do you feel like you're fulfilling that? First off, what is it? And do you feel like you're fulfilling it? I know you kind of touched on it, but...
I feel like we're never done living up to our mission in life or living up to our purpose. I do believe that, like I said earlier, I am everything today because of what I went through. I think that my whole life purpose, and I'm literally living in my purpose and walking in it right now, has always been to be a service to others, to always see the potential in others when others don't see it themselves, and to understand that oftentimes you carry this light, you carry this aura about you that just naturally heals people, that just naturally becomes a service to people. And so I think that as I'm navigating that mission, and I understand the process that I went through of just life trials and tribulations, that at this moment, I have to set boundaries so that I could achieve that mission in a more healthy, positive aspect versus achieving that mission and everybody is sucking the life out of you.
So do you give yourself that same energy and grace?
As of right now in 2024, yes. As of right now in 2024,
Because
yes.
I've always had a problem with that. For some reason, I feel like I'm fucking God or Jesus or whatever, and I can just go save the world.
Right.
And I forget to save the one person that's drowning, which is myself.
Exactly.
You know? I often let people get on the boat before I allow myself to even put on a life jacket.
Right.
You know, I'm putting people on the boat, and I don't even have a life jacket on, or I may be bleeding and there's sharks in the water. And so I just don't give myself the same energy that I give other people, and people have always told me that.
Yeah.
Like you become this service to everybody that you're just kind of stuck in that.
Right.
And at some point, you're going to have to start giving this shit to yourself.
Period.
So that's where I'm at in life. Like I said, 2024, I ain't explaining shit to nobody.
Nobody
feel
at
how
all.
you feel.
Exactly. And that,
Go ahead.
And that's funny that you say that because where we in February.
September is crazy.
Well, because I'm getting to why from September literally until now, for real. It has been life changing for me. Just understanding that, like, every time my phone ring, it's always somebody that needs something or wants something, needs your attention, needs your help. Can you do this? It's always can I? And it's never, matter of fact, what can I do for you, right? And I shut a lot of people out these last 4, 5, 6 months simply because of that. You get what I'm saying? I'm always showing up for other people. You got a business, I'm the first one. What you need, all hands on deck, until it was time for me to be in it. And that reciprocation wasn't happening. You get what I'm saying? Like, people will tell me all the time, oh, you a good girlfriend, or you a good friend, or you a good business partner, but why these people not showing up for you? Right? And so it was just like, you know what? I love everybody. I love all y'all. But at this moment, I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you got going on. At the end of the day, my no moving forward compared to all the yeses you got or all the times I showed up for you, feel how you want to feel. Yeah. Because every time I showed up for you, I've set myself back. You feel me? Now I can't do that. Like, prime example was trying to get my esthetician license. When I tell you I took that test, like, I don't even want to say how many numbers, like 4, 5, 6 times. And every time I failed, and in that 1 minute, I just was like, I can't do this no more. I cut people off. I understood that every time I had an opportunity or something that needed to be done, the devil just was sent to distract me and throw me off focus. And that minute I dismissed myself from being accessible to certain people was the same minute my life changed. You get what I'm saying? I passed my test. I got my license coming into the new year. I paid off my car coming into the new year. I got a new opportunity and a career shift going into the new year. And as much as I want to bring people with me, I had to understand not everybody is meant to go on this journey, and people do have a timestamp of when they need to carry on and go on to their own way, or maneuver whatever they need to maneuver to go the path that I'm going. Either way, I have to have that tunnel vision that it's me first, and if I had a capacity, I got you. I may not have you when you want me to, but when I can, I will.
That part.
You get what I'm saying? That's where I'm trying to navigate. And it hurts. Like, it hurts to tell my family, look, I don't have the time for you right now. I can't do it today, but I can get to you maybe this time next week or on this day. Or if somebody calls me and says, I really need your help, but I already have a booked day. Look, as many times as I showed up for you when you did need my help, you took that for granted. So now I'm going to help you on my terms, on my time, and when I have the capacity to do so. You get what I'm saying? My father is in the hospital right now, and that man gets mad because I don't see him. I don't see him because mentally, I'm going to be honest, I'm not as strong as I used to be, but it's not because I don't want to be. It's just because I'm really tired. You get what I'm saying? And I love you, and I've showed up for you literally the whole year of my 20s. I sacrificed my master's program to attend to my father and his addiction and his activities. And so now it's to a point where, listen, you made your choice. You got to deal with it. I got to live for me right now, because if anything happened to you, who got me? You feel me? Nobody but me. So that's that's where I'm at with it, you know. And it's a tough cookie. It's a tough pill to swallow, having to set those boundaries with people.
No, those boundaries are definitely necessary. That's one of my things that I wanted to work on, was setting boundaries. For more or less sexual boundaries, but just in general.
You got a sex addiction, Holla? Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I might just be an info, but
that's all right.
Different story. But my boundaries, you know, I tend to let people break my boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't really, I don't establish boundaries. Sometimes I don't even know what my boundaries are until they're broken.
Right.
And
that's real. That's a good way to navigate it.
So the no's are coming this year.
Oh yeah.
And
you have to.
You know, it is what it is at this point. I show up for any and everybody, even people I don't fucking know. Like, just even at the bowling alley.
Right.
I see people frequently, and I'm like, oh, here's a little game pass, 15 free games. Like, whenever you in here, I see you a lot.
Right.
Like, fuck with me. And, you know, one day maybe that might bite me in my ass. Who knows? But,
right.
Like I said, I need to start setting boundaries, healthy boundaries with people. I let people get away with a lot.
Yeah, I tell people.
Yeah, but moving forward, let's talk a little bit about True to Myself.
Let's do it.
How you started it, the idea behind it, where it's at, where it's going, what you want from it, what you've gotten from it.
Definitely. So True to Myself was gifted to me back in 2014 when I graduated college, on my graduation day, by my mentor, Dr. Tiffany Johnson, who literally saved me. And when I say save, like I said, I grew up in a lot of shit. Let's just say that. You know, I dibbled and dabbled. I did whatever I needed to do, but I made it work. And she seen something in me. It was just like everything that I was going through, because a lot of people don't know that during my time in college, the first day I got admitted, I was going through a few weeks of my courses, and my mom ended up passing. And on that day specifically, I will never forget it, July 26th, they told me to quit. Well, it was July 27th, the following day. I called in, told them, you know, hey, my mom passed away last night. Let me go ahead and make whatever arrangements I need to make, and I'll come in after that. Give me like a day or two so I could, you know, I need my auntie to do this, you need to do that, let's figure this out. And they told me to quit. Called my mentor, told her the situation, and I said, look, they told me to quit. I ain't trying to quit at this point, because this was something that my mom wanted for me. I'm in it now, so I want it for myself. And if I pass these classes, at least I know I did what I needed to do, and if I don't, I'll be back for it. I guess that conversation got wind with the executive director of ELP at the time, and I was at City holding my spot. And from there, somebody is blowing my phone up, and you know, City back in 2009, 2010 was so overcrowded.
Shout out to the City College in San Francisco.
Right. They were so
proud alumni.
They were so crowded. And when they were crowded, I was sitting on the floor holding my spot in this African American course. And I was like, okay, somebody is blowing me up. Let me go outside and stretch my legs. So I get the phone call. It's the executive director of EOP. He's like, listen, we got wind that your mother passed. You came to school every day crying, taking tests, showing up to tutoring, and you still planned your mom's funeral. And at the same time, I had somebody on my team tell you to quit. No, congratulations. Welcome to San Francisco State. We need more people like you. And so with that, my mentor was just like, True to Myself is something that you kind of, you know, you walk with, because you didn't let the situation change anything about you. You knew what you wanted to do. You had a vision and you achieved it, and you never took no for an answer. You get what I'm saying? She likes to say that I kind of punked San Francisco State into accepting me, but you know, I'm a natural born hustler. I got ambition. So if I can do anything, I'm the person that people send to go secure shit. So I got a mouthpiece. If I could do anything, I'm going to make sure that I could, look, this is what I need from y'all. So she's seen that. And what people don't know and what I plan on doing 2024 is emphasizing what the definition of true to myself is. So as a Omega alumni, they have this coachism that some people get it, some don't, and eventually they will. True to myself has the number 2 because it mirrors the life we were born into, and understanding that if we are not happy with that life, there's a life that you can then create. You get what I'm saying? So the 2 represents the before and the after, if that makes sense. And so that's how True to Myself came about. She gifted to me on my graduation day, kind of ran with it. Right now we are contracted with some youth programs, one in the Bayview community and another one at another location that I'm not going to disclose at this moment. We do a lot of community work. At some point, like I've been asking you, I want us to do a podcast. We do have a podcast called Still True to Myself. Right now I'm in the process of becoming a certified life coach on how to be resilient. So we do motivational speaking, workshop facilitation. We do a lot of things. And so at this moment, I'm looking to actually do those things. Before the pandemic, we was actually finna go on tour. I had Minnesota, Detroit scheduled, Atlanta scheduled, and LA scheduled. But because of that, it shut down. So I want to kind of pick up that. I work closely with a great streetwear influencer, Duct Tape Clothing. Big shout out to him, who kind of understood the business of it, kind of took me under his wing and was just like, it's not too many females that's out here doing what you do. So True to Myself is the main thing, but it's an umbrella to many things. You get what I'm saying? So
Got it.
Want to make sure we go ahead and expose a lot of that for 2024.
Why, the merge is great. We got True to Myself and HollaTheTruth.
Yes, yes.
So I think the universe put us together for a reason.
For sure. When you're looking for a co-host, let me do that.
You feel me?
Let me do that.
But yeah, the universe put us together for a reason.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
It's been a long time coming. We've been knowing each other for almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, my son about to be 8 this year. No, shit, we've known each other for more than 10 years at this point.
Yeah.
My son about to be 8. Hell yeah. So yeah, it's a decade and some into this.
Definitely.
I try to help with a little PR on the side.
Yes, this is my public relations manager, you guys.
For the most part, when she want to listen and shit.
Yeah, when I want to listen. But that's my goal, to get back into it, though. Like, before I post something, before I do a discussion on True to Myself or something, I want to holler. I tried to talk to my manager before I came here to help me prep for this conversation.
Well, no, you're doing excellent. You're very well spoken, and you are obviously staying true to yourself because you're not stumbling, you're not fumbling, you're very articulate with what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. I ain't even hit you with no off the wall questions yet, but we'll get into it.
That's cool. I'm ready and open for whatever.
So, you spoke a little bit on your support system as well. How has that helped you navigate where you at?
Like I said, these last 4, 5 months, 6 months being real crucial for me. Understanding that I was in a real dark place that I didn't allow people to see. But in the aspect of those that seen me in it, definitely coached me along the process. And it wasn't that they couldn't help me. It was just one of them, you got to sit in your shit right now. You get what I'm saying? And as I started to sit in my shit and really just, well, why is this happening? And why do I have to deal with this? These blessings started happening. And I tell people this, he told me this, God will test you to see if you are truly ready for whatever blessings are to come your way. And sometimes will bring you to rock bottom and put you through some shit that you be like, yo, well, why? Right? but it makes you appreciate it. You get what I'm saying? And he even says he wants to take me a lot further when it comes to the streetwear business. But at some point, he's seen that I wasn't ready, literally until now. And so I think that with this support system, you have to be open to the process. Everybody has their views. Everybody has their inputs. But I deal with a lot of people that are older than me. So with that comes a lot of wisdom. You get what I'm saying? Vice versa. You know, they kind of older in the game, but I can school them just as much as they can school me. And so I think being open to the process, both on a business aspect, a personal aspect, a family aspect, you have to be open to the process. I think when it comes to a support system, whether I'm supporting the next individual or somebody is supporting me, I personally, now in 2024, I'm not going to help, I'm not going to offer, I'm not going to give you any advice unless you ask.
Unwarranted opinions and advice.
You get what I'm saying?
Something I've definitely been talking about working on right before the interview.
Go ahead.
I've tick some people off because I don't give my unwarranted advice and opinions after I've already been scrutinized for doing so. But that's why I tell everybody I'm at now.
Right.
I've gotten backlash from several people about unwarranted advice and opinions. And so I'm going to keep my shit to myself until you ask for it.
Right.
Which is something we should all do.
Yeah.
When people come to you, first off, when you're coming to somebody with your shit, make sure they're in a place to deal with it first.
A lot of people can't handle the truth.
Yeah, like make sure they're in a place to even be receptive to what you're about to tell them or what you're about to put on them. You may be putting something too heavy on them, or it may be triggering or whatever in the fuck. So before you give somebody all of that, make sure they're in a place to receive it. Secondly, unwarranted advice and opinions. Don't give that shit if they're not asking for it. I think with your core friend group or even, just general conversation and people give you their shit, you should ask. So you want my opinion? Do you want advice? Or do you just want somebody to vent to? Because a lot of the time people just want somebody to vent to.
Just want an ear to listen.
And, we always try to personalize shit and, this is how I would have did it, or this is what I think this is. Like, yeah, it's conversational, but at the same time, you may be giving them some shit that they can't handle. So let's make sure we can handle this shit, and let's make sure we clearly communicate where we at with it on both sides. So that way there's no confusion. You don't break up friendships or do whatever happens with people. Let's just be more aware of one another's internal, backgrounds and upbringings and thought processes.
Right. And that for me is something that, like, I just do me. Like, I stay in my lane. I focus on what I gotta focus on. But when you do provide feedback, people begin to think you in competition with them. It's some type of underlying hate. It's a bunch of things. But I tell people all the time, the best thing being named Zenaida is everybody gonna come before me, but you will never experience anybody after me. And when I say that...
Say that again? That was poetry in motion. Did you hear that? I don't think y'all caught that. Run that back one more time.
I tell people all the time that the best thing being, the best part of being named Zenaida is you experience everybody before me, but on any level, you will never experience a person like me after me. And I say that because I am a genuine person. I say that because I do navigate the world. I don't gotta holler, I'm real, I'm solid. I don't gotta holler none of that. You get what I'm saying? I tell people that you will experience it, and I could show you better than I could tell you. And I don't need to just hype that out. My character, my aura, my presence, what I do and how I navigate this world as a person on all levels speaks for itself. I tell people all the time, give me $100. I got $100 for whoever says I backdoored them, I played them in a move, I did some shady shit on a business, whatever. Like, I've never been that person. I've always been the person that stuck up for people. I've always been the person that spoke up when other people should have. But I was always the person that got it the worst, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? And so People just don't like the fact that I'm authentic. People don't like that I carry this light. It's people that come up to me and be like, you have this light or this aura about you, and your presence is much needed in any door that you walk into. And I think that people also fail to realize you have to be protective of that. And what I mean by you have to be protective of that is not everybody, like you said earlier, is ready to experience you, right? Not everybody is ready to experience you.
And everybody don't deserve you as well.
Everybody doesn't deserve you, but because you carry and navigate this world, or any door that you walk into with this aura, with this light, or just this special demeanor about you, people become jealous of that. People become envious of that. I cannot tell you, which is why, and it may not have been intentional. And one thing about me is I'm going to say it. I don't care who feelings it hurts. My truth is my truth. But that's one of the significant reasons why I left my old situation. Simply because I think that they took me as a threat, or they took me as somebody that just wanted to compete with them. No, baby, you gotta hustle, I gotta hustle. Together, let's make some shape. You feel me? But people are not ready for that. And people also take the love that you receive or that people have for you as a threat. And I just felt that navigating this road, I didn't need that around me. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's very dangerous.
So speaking of which, we're gonna get into relationships.
Hold on, wait.
Since
We're gonna get into relationships.
Speaking about relationships, what's your current status?
What about relationships? Do you want to know?
What's your current status? You single?
I am single.
You complicate? Is complicated single?
Nope.
Cause I ain't in the business of keeping no niggas when they don't wanna be kept.
Shit complicated. Listen, one thing about me is if I fuck with you, excuse me, I got a more classy. If I mess with you as a woman, at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. If you want to know something, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, and I'm gonna always give you the option to want to deal with it. I think that
She sound like a nigga.
No, it's not even sounding like a nigga. The reason why I maneuver like that is because I've overplayed my role as the girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? I've done played my role as a wife. I done played my role as a side piece. I done played my role in so many different things. And in every situation, I have always been solid, not to get that in return. So at this point, I don't want to sit up there and tie myself down to say, oh yeah, we're together. Like, if I really fuck with you, if I really mess with you in the aspect of, okay, I think I can see this going somewhere, and you genuinely can reciprocate that energy, and you genuinely like, look, baby, it's all you, then we all in. But I have found myself going all in, being that solid, faithful girlfriend, just to get played in my face in the end. So to protect me and what heart I got left, I got to keep that shit 3 stacks and understand, look, this is where I'm at. And unless you can tell me and show me this how we finna get down, like whatever situation I go to moving forward, and I decide to settle down or whatever, I want me and him to be so locked in that if I went through his phone and I see he talking to other bitches, I could be like, babe, she ugly. Like, you could do better than that. You feel me? Or if he like, babe, I'm about to go knock this bitch. All right, cool. You feel me? We should be so solid that shouldn't no female feel like they could come to me as a woman. And if she did, we already know. Babe, say less. You ain't talking about nothing. You get what I'm saying? And so that's where I'm at with it. Like, I just feel like I don't want to have to maneuver this shit as a nigga. Like, I don't want to do that. Like I said, I want to feel safe when I'm with you. My last situation, I did not feel safe in. I want to be able to help you flourish. And understand that my time is when my time come. I don't be worried about you getting your shine on. I just want it to be reciprocated. You get what I'm saying? I don't want that. Like, I don't know how in tune you are, but with me, if I'm next to a certain individual and I know it's something that I got going on for me, like this podcast interview, or something like that, I'm telling you, before I would have been on my way, if I was in this person's presence, they would have sat up there and literally started a whole argument just to throw me off focus. I don't want that. I want him to be as excited to celebrate me and my moves as much as I do the same for him. And if I sit up there and be like, babe, look, you feel me? A lot of people don't like this. Well, excuse me, my significant other did not like this at the time. A lot of people that I network with are males. A lot of them in big industries. You get what I'm saying? But they don't like the love or the energy that people give me. And because of that, they shut a lot of stuff down for me. I can't have that no more. I need somebody that is so secure in themselves that if I have to go network in a room, you feel me? Baby, go handle that. And if I'm doing too much, he gonna grab me by my waist and whisper in my ear, baby, pipe all that down. Handle your business stuff. Right. You feel me? Like,
now that's some healthy shit right there. Because boy, I tell you, I done been through some things.
Man.
Where best friends is celebrating more than the girlfriend is kind of crazy, you know?
Like, what do you mean? Elaborate on that.
So I had a situation. Shout out to Young T.O. He dropped a video to one of my beats. I think it was like our first collab. And somebody hit me and told me. So I go watch it. I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. Ex-girlfriend with her, she's with her best friend, and I run outside excited. Like, oh, check this. He just did this. Do woo woo woo. She looked at me like, okay. Right. Best friend like, oh, that's so good. They popping right now, and she hella excited, and I kind of looked at the situation like, whoa, yeah, you supposed to be like this, not her. This is kind of crazy. Right.
And that's hella funny that you say that, because my brothers is like that. They'll be so quick to support and celebrate me, like, what you on, where you at, what's the business on, whereas that significant other, it just was hella dry, like, yeah. Yeah. Like,
I think that kind of fucked me up.
Yeah. Keep that negative shit away from me, because now I'm going to feel like you in competition with me. I'm going to feel like you don't want me to win. And if I do win, it got to be under your circumstance, on your time, and how you see fit. Fuck all that.
Even with the artist I was dealing with, it was questions about that. You know, we was coming over, we was writing a song. The song was supposed to be collabed with Trina. Some weird shit happened there. But she was coming over to write the song, and I'm on the phone, and I'm cleaning up and all of this. And she's like, oh, well, this is kind of weird that you cleaning up and you got this girl coming over. Like, why would I want my house dirty? It was just weird shit in the energy. Like, I would invite you, but the energy is off. Yeah. Like, even with this same person. Everybody know I'm a bowler. I'm strike in the game. About to get my first 300. She walked through the door. I seen her and threw some bullshit. Fucked up my whole game. And shout out to my sister, because she said I would hate for somebody to feel like that about me. Like, I would hate that you feel like my energy that bad that it throws you off. No, that's and the energy really was that bad. And that was just because, you know, once we were in a place of not needing each other, it showed very clear in day what was going on with that. Right. No, and that we wasn't there for each other.
Energies do not lie, folks. If you learn anything from me today, I am big on energy. Energy does not lie, and I tell people this all the time. I just had a conversation. God will continue to disrupt your peace when the energies around you are not meant for you at all. Like,
that part. So, you know, you had kind of rough upbringing. Is there anything that you're traumatized from your past? Like anything that you hold on to that you just haven't figured out how to let go yet?
It's funny that you say that, because after my mom died, I cut a lot of my family off because, you know, they was faulty and did whatever they did. I've done so much of a healing process that one of my aunties, you know, God bless her, who played a significant role in why I had to struggle and move off survival. We are now at a place to where we are at peace. She could call me and be like, baby, can I come over? Or can you come over? And I will go. I just cooked breakfast for her Christmas. And so I think that the thing that I was traumatized was the fearful of just being abandoned, being let down. I have attachment issues. So if I rock with you. I'm clingy, like, you know. And so I think when I wasn't as open to the process, I was scared of just being loved, receiving it, giving it, being abandoned. Is this person gonna let me down, or being lied to, like, you know? And just dealing with my other manager, big shout out to him, because I'm telling you, my mental be checked all the time when we have our conversations. It was, you can't change the heart that you have. You could only change who you have access to.
Or who
and
has
so,
access to.
yes, that part. And I just feel that, you know, you have to set your boundaries. That's fine. you have to set those boundaries and understand you experienced all the things that you've experienced. Now you know what to watch out for. There's still things in life that we haven't even seen yet, but we done been through so much. We could see when them red flags, or when things are coming that throws your energy off. You know, I feel like people navigate this notion of trauma as something that's bad. You get what I'm saying? It's bad when you don't do nothing about it.
That part.
It's bad when you don't address it. It's bad when you don't learn to identify certain behaviors and triggers and patterns that has happened from generation to generation. And yeah.
In addition to that, it's bad to allow people in that space that aren't receptive to your growth.
Exactly. And that's another thing. I think that a lot of people have a hard time understanding that I'm not who y'all used to know. They mad because I don't respond off anger, fear, and pain no more. They're mad because I don't engage in a fuckery. You know, like, with all due respect, I'm gonna be honest, we not in the same tax bracket. I'm not finna argue with you like that. And even if we are in the same tax bracket, and I use this metaphorically, not financially, but metaphorically speaking, when you reach a certain level in life, you begin to gain access to certain individuals that will then begin to maneuver how you need to maneuver, and how you've grown and healed. How you said, like, some people don't deserve none of that because they're stuck at a still position. That's cool. Y'all continue to move off anger, fear, and pain. I'm going to continue to move her off where I need to go, and that's elevation. That's opportunity. That's just networking. That's just abundance of opportunities, like, you know.
Facts. So you said you were open to the idea of therapy. Mm-hmm. Have you looked into it? Have you been to therapy?
So I've been to therapy potentially 3 times. The first time it was at Lincoln. I did not like it because I felt they were more so trying to dig into things that would have required me to be removed from the home. So I shut that down and had a teacher literally, like, the therapist was calling my class, you know, like, hey, Zenaida has therapy. And the teacher, he was a black man. Big shout out to Mr. Jordan, and wherever you at in the world. It was actually on my birthday, and my dad cooked a big old feast, and we had it celebrated in his class. And the therapist called and was like, yeah, can you send Zenaida to office? He said, what you're doing for her is not working, and she's told you on multiple occasions that this is not for her, so stop calling my classroom and requesting her to come, you know. So that was my first experience. Another experience, I tried and attempted to do therapy with this young lady. I think this was actually the therapist that Celie was referring to everybody, but my schedule didn't work. But after that, the only other therapy I've had was within the Omega Boys Club program, in which, you know, I let them know, like, oh, they said I need therapy, this and that, and they just straight up was like, utilize this as your therapy, because we journal, we talk about real life scenarios and situations, and then they give you the prescription to go ahead and grow from that, if that makes sense. Not a physical prescription, but a quote, a life lesson, tools that can navigate through that situation. After that, doing the work that I do, I'm not like certified license wise or nothing, but the tools that I use within my True to Myself program has helped me, and I felt like that has been therapy to me, because I tell people all the time, I can't come present to you or facilitate or be a guest speaker if I haven't gone through it myself. Right. You know, and so that for me has been the therapy, and that has worked for me, until I could find, I want a black therapist, until I could find somebody that is a great fit for me. I'm just going to have to do the self-work how I can.
So what does that self-work look like for you as far as like healing and, you know, responding to trauma and it goes back to being open to the process. I was so closed off to fuck that, y'all got me fucked up. Excuse my language. But being open to the process for me is having those difficult conversations. For me, it's being able to identify certain patterns, whether it's an old significant other that comes back into the picture or that's still around as a friend, to a family member, or even work or business. Like, I have to learn, I've seen this before. I know where this is going. Yeah, we're not doing that today. So being able to identify those triggers, those patterns, those habits and behaviors, let alone, and being able to know when to shut that access down. That has been my healing process at this moment. Like I said, I am going through my own journey of becoming a life coach. And being resilient, and so with that, you have to go through your own process, just identifying everything that I just said, and understanding how have you been resilient in these circumstances. So, you know, like a self-help book is one of the things that I have and that I've been working on, in which at some point I plan to launch myself through True to Myself. Myself.
Yeah.
Getting aggressive.
No, I'm not. But
shout out to you though. You
know. It looks like a lot. Being open to visiting the traumas that took place in my life, both with my family, my dad. Me and my dad have been probably the closest now. Big shout out to Pops. Since, really the first time ever, really, because we've always, you know, got at each other the way that we did. But it took for me to tell him, this is my upbringing with you. This is my childhood with you. This is my adulthood with you. I'm not doing this shit no more. I want more for myself, and I want more for my life. You and your generation had the opportunity to create the life that y'all wanted. Y'all chose to fuck it off. I gave you my master's degree. I got kicked out of my program for that. I'm not doing that. And so it took for me to have these difficult conversations with people like my father to understand, like, the shit that we're used to, the shit that we're so used to being accustomed to, it ain't gonna cut it now. And so because I voiced that, because I've begged and pleaded with my family on my father's side, they began to see the picture of what I'm really trying to do. You know, and until you are able to be open to hear it and accept it, but then do the work, can you then move forward in whatever journey, healing process you decide to go. Vice versa with my aunt, that was a huge significant reason why I had to move off of survival. This day, she was like, you know, the only person that could be mad at me in this family is Naya. You know, I don't know if her time is coming or not, but at some point, the energy is telling her she needs to make it right with me. However she see fit, that's cool. I just want access to my family. I ain't worried about nothing else. I can't miss something I never had, and understand that everything that you put me through did not stop where I was going. So for that, I can't hate you no more. You know?
Say less. So, spoke on your past, present, the future.
Let's go.
What's the most important thing for the next version of you?
The most important thing for the next version of me is consistency, is health, and is mental health as well. I think that I've done so much being there for everybody else that I'm in a point in my life as of 2024 that I have to put me first. I have to fill my cup first. And so I just think it's this, what that girl say, it's the me season, you know. Important thing is, like I said, I want to maneuver in a more ladylike way, a more classier way. Not saying I wasn't ladylike, not saying I wasn't classier, but I want to move so much in my soft girl era that you can see this light a little more brighter, this demeanor a little more stronger. You get what I'm saying? How I walk, how I carry myself. You gonna not only see it, but you gonna feel it. And so that's what's the next important thing for me.
Support. How can I support you with that?
How can you support me with that? Definitely, you always actually are open ear. I feel like any given time, whether you call me or I call you, and we just want some words of motivation or wisdom, we tend to do that. However, I think that if I really say I want to bring my podcast back, I want to be able to produce whatever I produce for that vision, and we really go ahead and have like a brain dump on how we gonna bring that vision to life. It's Still True to Myself podcast. So yeah, just being open to coaching me. If you know anything about me, I'm always open to learn. I'm always open to just work. Like, I don't know, I just love networking. And so yeah, helping me bring this to life through the Still True to Myself will be something that I need you to help me with.
Well, as long as my cup is filled, I can pour into yours, you know.
Okay.
As always. Where do you hope to be in the near future?
In the near,
by the 40s.
By the 40s. That's a long
That ain't
time.
too far either.
Listen, that's a long time from now.
And 40 is not old. As you get up there, you start realizing 40 is the new 40.
No, 40 is the new 30. I ain't even gonna lie. And then, 30s is the new 20s, but we're not going to talk about that.
I'm a great 20-year-old, but as a 34-year-old man, there's some shit we need to work out. I tell people I'm a great fucking 20-year-old. I'd be the nigga if I was 20.
Right.
But 34?
Right.
It's a little spicy.
Where I see myself, like I said, big stepping on ownership, however that see fit, big contracts, however they come. At some point, I want to make the brand bigger than what it is now. Just to be a part of any community, giving back. Hopefully I have, my little husband and my family by then. I'm trying to be married with a baby by next year, But yeah.
Never mind. Any advice to the youth? I know you speak to the youth and you're all about youth and helping develop them. What's like your biggest piece of advice to the youth?
It will always go back to being open to the process. You can't knock something if you did not try it. I tell people all the time, if I could go back and do college situations a little bit different, I would. I personally feel like, the education system is a scam because I'm paying for all of this education to graduate hella money in debt. But if you try it, and as long as you tried it, you just gotta try it. Excuse me. So, just be open to the process. Whatever it is that you feel you dream of, it is touchable. You can touch it, you can see it, you can feel it, write it down. And listen to the people that actually bat for you. I actually, on my way here, I just ran into one of my kids that I ain't seen since I started. And she was like, "You remember me?" I said, "I don't. You got to remind me." And she reminded me who she was. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm 25 now. I got 2 kids. I do security, but I'm looking to, and I just, look, you doing something. I could point you in the right direction. What you trying to do? And so you have to just be open to the process of that foundation that supports you. And if you don't have one, find one, because you can get lost in the sauce in this world real fast. The world could be a beautiful thing, as Kevin Gates said, but the world is also cruel as well. you know. And so when you have that person in whatever space you navigate, that you can go to, that you can count on, appreciate them. Because not everybody genuinely cares for you. Not everybody genuinely wants the best for you. And because you are who you are, they gonna wish the worst on you. Just because you getting it out the mud. Just because you getting in trouble. And I tell people this all the time, you know. So that's really one of the, you know, best things that I could say. You guys are the roses that grew from concrete. Don't let nobody tell you something. I mean, nothing. There you go.
Yeah, we talked about this on Facebook. The soil is more important than the fucking rose.
But I guess. But you,
under the concrete is still soil. You
It
can't
is.
grow the rose without the soil.
it is. It
But-
is. You know, I had to bring up Tupac, the rose that grew from concrete, real
Yes, ma'am. There was something you touched on. Another thing with the youth, you know, discipline. The best version of you is on the other side of discipline. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. That's my quote.
That is.
I'm
'Cause
coining it.
when I tell you discipline is definitely key, I ain't never been on time nowhere, ever.
CPT ass.
Maybe this was on time. No, it wasn't, but it was.
Right.
You feel me? But since I made this career shift, when I tell y'all, I have been so on point with my time management. Discipline. You get what I'm
Clap to
saying?
that.
Discipline is
That last
definitely.
little, you feel me? That.
Mine's is
you want a little?
gone. No.
Okay, good.
Discipline is definitely key. Discipline is definitely key.
I don't see how people do that shit. That shit is terrible.
What?
Drinking.
Yeah, no, I kind of gave it up today.
Today. Crazy. So my segments, I introduced one with my partner Lee. If you've seen it, it's called Change Clothes. This segment is the comeback story. You kind of spoke on some comeback stories, and but the idea is to give the people some knowledge on how you felt like the odds were against you and you still prevailed. Mm-hmm. You've actually told a couple stories, so if you have one more different one that you want to throw out there, but or you can reiterate one of the other stories.
I think that the odds that have been against me has carried. It was from balancing this old significant other and balancing the illness of my father, understanding that Zenaida and baby got a life too, right? And like I said, when people are around you, sometimes they not always meant for you. They not meant to go where you needed to go or where you gotta go, and your blessings will be blocked as long as they are around. And I think that the odds for me was just carrying the weight of the madness that this person brought, carrying the weight of my father being ill, having to just constantly meet with these doctors and stuff like that. And I just had to sit with myself and just be like, I'm not doing this. And those odds of me just understanding the repeated behavior and those patterns has led me to just really stand my ground. I have shit to handle. And it's going to get done with or without you. And if what I got going on is too much for you to respect, it's not for you. Same thing with my father. Look, I love you. I want to be there for you. I want to see you every day. But I gave you so much of my younger years that I cannot continue to put you first and still carry my shit. And that's how I was able to beat the odds against me, because it's like I know where I come from. I know where I went. I know where I'm going, and I know where I'm at. Nobody is stopping me. And if I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail on my own. I'm not going to fail or lose my blessings or access to the shit that I want because of the next individual. That's out. And if that is the case, I got to check myself. And then I'm going to come check you. But I'm going to check myself first. And so that's how I'm able to, like, just the other day, my alarm to get and be on point and disciplined with time management, my alarm starts at 3:30 every day and goes off every 15 to 20 minutes after that, leading to 6:30. Because every time it goes off, I should be at a certain point in my process to get out that door. And it was, does your alarm really have to go off like that? Yes, unfortunately it does. I'm on probation right now. This is how I stay on track. And if this is too much for you,
Holla.
you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm very adamant about that.
Shout out to Zenaida. that is comeback story. So,
Was you still talking about 3 letters? Cause I got some tea.
nah, we been skipped that. We ain't gonna get into that. You
Don't lie on my name. Word of advice, don't lie on my name. I mean, I probably won't come and check shit, but what people fail to realize is if I'm gonna speak up, I'm gonna speak with facts. Don't lie on my name. Public service announcement. Paint this picture if you want to.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that shout out to everybody that knows I'm petty and they expect petty questions. But the way she articulated herself through this, I didn't really want to play with that. I decided not to be petty this time.
You could be petty. Let's be petty.
Nah. But my end-all question that I ask everybody is, what's the truth that people have a hard time accepting about you?
That I'm really the sweetest person ever. I have a resting bitch face and I'm looking mean all the time. I don't know how to fix it. I be trying to smile, cheeks be hurting and shit like that. But I think that is something that people have a hard time accepting about me. I don't have issues. I don't do drama. I don't do none of that rah-rah shit. If somebody has an issue with me, I'm one of them people that, come talk to me. We ain't got to agree, but I will respect you enough to hear what you got to say. You get what I'm saying? But when you coming at me with all that rah-rah and listen, who are you talking to? Because I can't hear you, so that's something that people have a hard time accepting about me. I don't do conflicts. I don't do argument. I don't do public humiliation. I don't do none of that. And I don't know why they expect that or just put that on me, but that's not how I move. Really one of the sweetest people you gonna know. I show love everywhere I go. If I could put you on, I will. If not, I probably know somebody that can. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody do good. I ain't never been a hating individual. I ain't never been a person that start problems neither. And if I speak up or say something, it's for a reason.
Say that. With that being said, do you have any questions for me?
Why that man lied on my name, though?
This nigga crazy. We're not going into that.
Why that man lie on my name, though? It's good.
We're not going to get into that. I guess we looking for part 2.
We could do a part 2.
The petty episode.
Look, mark my words, y'all. Watch later down the line. I be his host. His co-host.
Not my hoe. She did not say that.
Make
she
sure
said
you delete that.
Host. No, we're going to keep that. No. It was funny. She said host.
Listen,
but
watch later on down the line. He's going to ask me to be his co-host. And then I'm going to ask him to be my co-host. And then we just going to make it do what it do, right? Yeah.
You feel me? We going to figure it out. As long as she get this weave.
It's not a weave. This is my real hair. I just want y'all to know this is my real hair. I'm tired of people asking me if this is a weave or if it's fake. And I'm tired of y'all hoes, or y'all other females, walking up to me thinking it's okay to check to see if my stuff is a weave. No, this is all mine. Thank you.
I just wanted to do that because she was very adamant about that when she walked in here. And this is mine too. This is from Temu. They teach you how to put it on TikTok and all the shit.
It's mine. He played too much.
Temu. If you know me, I'm the Temu king. Everybody knows that about me. Anyways, I'm bullshitting right now. All of this is real. My teeth aren't natural. I have braces, so I don't consider that natural. But, no retainer, and they still didn't go back. That means it was meant.
Oh my God, I lost my retainer this morning.
But yeah, so I want to give you your flowers and a thank you for being vulnerable, speaking your truth, staying true to your motherfucking self.
As
and,
you should.
Being the best version of you that you can be right now with the tools that you have.
Mm-hmm. I hope I answered all your questions.
Oh yeah, you dropped gems.
Okay.
I really wasn't even expecting all the gems. You done hit some shit that I like. I'm finna tune into this motherfucker. I gotta watch this. I'm gonna watch it a million times anyways, editing it. But no, I definitely appreciate you for even coming through, because this was the weekend I had a couple people cat.
Oh yeah.
Put that energy out there. You know who you are.
One thing about me, if I say I could do it, I'm going to do it and I'm going to come through. And if I can't, I'm going to let you know as soon as I can. But, yeah. Yeah,
no, so I appreciate the communication, even though, because we were just originally supposed to do it yesterday. You communicated that with me, and hey, time ain't working right now. Mm-hmm. Let's figure it out tomorrow.
Right.
And so, I definitely appreciate you for that. Like I said, I want to give you your flowers. Thank you. That's that.
Thank you.
Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
The Holla the Truth podcast, giving you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?